Hey everybody, and welcome back to BBQ Joe. In today's video, we're going to be smoking a bone-in pork butt on this King Chii portable pellet smoker. All right, I'm going to go ahead and fire this up. So I'm going to go ahead and flip the switch on, turn it to smoke mode. As you can see the S, I went ahead and I did foil pan the grease tray. So let's go ahead and get all that dirty smoke out of there, and then I'll crank it up to 250 degrees and we'll get that pork butt on. Okay, now that our dirty smoke has cleared, I'm going to crank it up to 250 degrees. $250 degrees. I'm going to go ahead and shut the lid, and we're going to let her get up to temp. I'm inside right now prepping the pork butt. All I'm going to do is my usual salt, pepper, garlic, and probably use some Uncle Steve shake, because this is for a family cook and we all love our Uncle Steve shake. All right, here's what we're working with. We got some Uncle Steve shake thick meat. We have some Uncle Steve shake sweet spicy R, and also a little bit of salt, pepper, garlic. So I'm gonna go ahead and get this baby on. Put it right here in the center. Look at that. You know, there's nothing wrong with going hot and fast on cooks like this, especially if you're tailgating. If you guys remember in the video, these legs do fold in. You can put it on your tailgate. As long as you have power to supply it, you'll be good as gold. And for those that are wondering, that's about a 9-pound bone-in pork butt. So we'll go ahead and check this in about 4 hours, and we shall return. Okay, as you can see, it's sitting at 245 degrees, which you can see it's smoking a little bit. It's dropping pellets, so that temperature will rise back up to its 250. Been holding pretty good. Let's go ahead and check our internal temps, get a good look at our butt here. And right now we're at an internal of 121 degrees. Let's go over to this side, and we're at 132 degrees. So I'm going to assume that this is our hotter side. Let's check the probes. Well, I already opened it. 224. 221, so we're running about, just say 5 degrees hotter on this side. So I'm going to go ahead and rotate this. I'm going to go ahead and just give the bark a little touch here. Yes, my hands are clean and the bark is set. She's looking really good so far. So what I'm going to do is go ahead and rotate that, and I'm going to go ahead and crank this thing up to 275. All right guys, keep in mind that we are about 4.5 hours in. I went ahead and rotated that butt. As you can see here, this was a full hopper, and we're maybe halfway gone in that 4.5 hours at that 250 degrees. That's really not bad. I mean, so yeah, you can easily get some decent time out of it. But I want to run it down until it gets to the end of the hopper. I'm thinking we're going to have at least maybe a couple more hours before I have to add. So figure 6 hours before you want to add, because if you run these out of pellets, it should automatically shut down like my other pellet smokers. So yeah, she's cranked up to 275. We're going to get her up to about 160 degrees internal, and let's see if we're going to wrap or not, or just let this thing fly throughout the whole cook. All right everybody, if you like this content so far, please leave a comment below. Let me know your thoughts on this cook so far, on this probably the most affordable pellet smoker you can buy on the market. I'm here to test it out for you. You saw that I had built it. You saw that I'm cooking on it now. We're gonna see how the results are. This is a pretty massive butt, and it's turning out really good. I don't know if I mentioned it before, but we're 4.5 hours in, probably 4 hours and 45 minutes, and she's doing good. I raised the temps to 275, just give a little boost, get her up to that 160, and check the color. If everything looks good, we're gonna go ahead and wrap this cut. But I don't fully trust these meat probes yet. Now remember, this thing did not come with meat probes, so I don't know what kind to get or anything. So I took a chance and I used the ones off my Pit Boss. I got this, the Pit Boss 1600 Pro Series. I got those plugged into it right now, and it seems to be working. I don't know if it's 100% accurate, if those are the right probes for them connectors there. So I go to my trusty Inkbird thermometer. That's what I use for every cook that I do on this channel, and for everyday cooks like when I cater and all that. That's how much I trust this. And these are very, very cheap. So stay tuned. I'm gonna have a feeling about another couple hours, this thing should be up to about 160 internal, and we will get this thing wrapped back on the pit, and let's see how it rolls from there. So stay tuned. Okay, so let me just say, we are 6.5 hours in, and I'm gonna tell you, this thing's performing like a champ. You guys seen about an hour and 10, 15 minutes ago, I set this thing to 275, just kind of speed it up a little bit. Because once you run a pellet smoker at low temps, like say 225, even 250 is kind of pushing it, you're gonna get a lot of that, I call it dirty smoke. I'm coming from the stick burner world, so when I see all that smoke coming out, that barreling smoke, that's kind of dirty smoke. If you put too much of that on your meat, it's gonna come out pretty bitter. So I crank the temps up to 275 so I don't get that smoke. You'll get cleaner burn at higher temps. So what we're gonna do is, once this thing is at about 155 degrees internal temps in that pork butt, I'm gonna give it about another 30 minutes. I'm gonna show you guys the color. We're gonna come back to this table behind me, and we're gonna wrap this thing, set it back in, and wait till the end results. Yeah, I'm really liking this thing. It's holding temps very well, 275, it drops to 270, drops a few pellets, comes back up to 275. It's been holding pretty consistent. Go ahead and show you the color, which I'm liking the color. Let's go ahead and check the internal temps real quick. So this says we're at about 157 here. And well, that's to the bone. Let's get off away from that bone. About 160 there. Now let's go ahead and check the probes here. Let's see what they're reading. Probe 1, 161. Probe 2, 167. Okay, so they're not too far off. That's not too bad. So what we're gonna do, we're gonna go ahead and pull this. It's only smoking because it dropped the pellets in there, guys. That's very normal when you lift the lid. So gonna go ahead and pull this. We're gonna get it up into the pans. I'll show you that here in a second. Okay, go ahead and pull this out. Go ahead and set it in our pan. That is a monster butt right there, let me tell you. All right, so the first thing I do, I'll take some non-salted butter and I'll bat it up. Just place it right over the top. I do this to every one of my pork butts, no matter what. And about a half a stick would be fine, maybe just a little bit more. All right, then we're gonna go over it with some honey. Real honey would be better, but I use the Kirkland brand from Costco, and I just drizzle it over the top. This will help give it some nice flavor when you're breaking the butt up. Just like that. And then a little bit of the brown sugar here. Just sprinkle that right over the top. Just like that. Okay, last step. I'll take our aluminum foil. We're gonna double wrap it. Wrap it tight. Just like that. Now we're gonna go ahead and put this bad boy back in the smoker. We'll grab our meat probes, stick them back in. Remember, you don't want to be near that bone. You'll get hotter temps. There we go. Let's close that off a little bit, not a big deal. Okay, there we go. Let's let her ride until we reach about 195, and we'll check for probe tenderness from that point. Okay, let's see what we're looking like here in probe 1. We're reading 186, and probe 2, 204. Let's go ahead and open it up. Let's get a reading from the, oh, look at that, goes in just like butter at 194. Yeah, these temp probes are pretty accurate, guys. 180, 179, 177. So I'm close to the bone, almost 200 degrees, going the back. But it's going in like butter, 195. I'm calling this done. All right, so as you can see, this thing is performing like a champ. We are now 8.5 hours into this cook, and this thing is already pretty much done. But I do want to let it rest for at least 1 hour. I'll probably let it go for 2 hours. But keep this in mind if you're out tailgating, you know, you'll need a generator or a power supply somewhere. And I haven't filled the chamber, and we're still half full, so this thing is golden as far as time. And you've seen we've been running at 275 now for a while. All right, guys, so I'm gonna take this pork butt, I'm gonna put it in my Cambro and let it sit and rest for a couple hours, and come back and I'll show you the final results. You know what, I had a last minute idea, because not everybody has a Cambro. So what I'm gonna do is just power it off. As you see there, I pulled the probes out. I did add another piece of aluminum foil to cover the holes for the probes. I'm just gonna let it shut down, and I'm gonna let it rest right here, right inside the pellet smoker. And no power, just let it sit there and rest. And we'll see you guys in a couple hours. But for you guys, it'll be like, all right, she's been resting for a couple hours, so let's go ahead and see how she looks. My wife's gonna go ahead and open the foil and show you guys the results. This is our first time looking at it too. And oh my God, look at that color. Hopefully you guys can see that. There it is. So go ahead and start ripping into it, babe. Go ahead, she's gonna pull the bone out, of course. And look at that, just come right out. So that's basically, you guys know that this butt's gonna turn out very good. It's gonna be very tender, very juicy. It'll pull apart like butter. All right, guys, if you like this video, please like, comment, subscribe for more. Share to your friends, and have a great day.